I did not have President-elect Trump coming to TikTok's defense in front of the U.S. Supreme Court on my bingo card today, but here we are. President-elect Donald Trump just filed what's called an amicus brief to the Supreme Court this afternoon. That is a brief filed by a third party who is not part of the case to give additional arguments that the Supreme Court may want to consider when they make their decision. In his brief, Trump argued the Supreme Court should issue a stay or a pause on the TikTok ban. As you know, that ban is supposed to take effect on January 19th, one day before Trump takes office on January 20th. President Trump opposes banning TikTok in the United States at this juncture and seeks the ability to resolve the issues at hand through political means once he takes office. As the incoming chief executive, President Trump has a particularly powerful interest in and responsibility for those national security and foreign policy questions, and he is the right constitutional actor to resolve the disputes through political means. Trump goes on to say this election gave him a powerful electoral mandate from American voters to protect the free speech rights of all Americans, including the 170 million Americans who use TikTok. The brief says Trump is a very avid social media user who feels like at one point his own voice was stifled, and that's why he started his own social media platform. All that experience, according to the brief, gives Trump in-depth perspective on the extraordinary government power attempted to be exercised in this case. The power of the federal government to effectively shut down a social media platform favored by tens of millions of Americans based in large part on concerns about disfavored content on that platform. President Trump is keenly aware of the historic dangers presented by such a precedent. Now, there are a few key lines and phrases in this Trump brief that I want to highlight because it's important for you, especially in light of this video I posted a few weeks ago answering the question, can Trump save TikTok? The first line I want to highlight in today's brief is, President Trump takes no position on the merits of the dispute. And the other phrase is, President Trump opposes banning TikTok in the United States at this juncture. Now, I'm highlighting those two lines for two reasons. One, Trump is being clear that he has not made a decision about whether TikTok should stay or go. That's why he says he's taking no position on the merits of the dispute. He's just arguing that he should have a chance to weigh in on whether TikTok is a national security threat or not, because he is going to be the president. He may ultimately decide once he's in office that, yeah, it is a national security threat. But he wants to be able to make that choice for his own administration. And two, while clearly Trump is now saying that he wants to pause this ban on TikTok, so perhaps he can find a political solution to stop the ban altogether, that was most definitely not his stance on TikTok when he was in office the first time. I covered it in detail on this page. In fact, it was him specifically and his administration that started this whole ban on TikTok talk. He tried multiple times and failed multiple times. So pointing out these phrases really show you that Trump is giving himself a way to get out of this if ultimately he decides he doesn't like what's happening with TikTok. Now, if you want to read Trump's brief or any of the briefs filed in the Supreme Court today, I will email them out to you tonight in my Facts HQ newsletter. Make sure you sign yourself up.